Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today it's going to be a little bit different. This is going to be one tip with every hero. Now this may be more or less just like a trick compared to a tip, but it may be something you guys know or don't know, and you might find some usefulness. It might be completely useless to you. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and start with the Warden. Alright, so as you guys know, Warden is famous for his shoulder bash that he can vary. However, some of you guys may not know, you can actually vary when you go into the shoulder bash after a light. So this is normal, that quick. You can wait a second. Let me show it one more time, because that one wasn't as varied as I would like to show. So notice I waited a second. Now, I don't know if it's very useful in a competitive environment, but you might catch somebody off guard with it. Especially if they're sort of expecting it, you might be able to get a guard break out of it. So yeah, do with that as you will. Alright, next up is Peacekeeper's heavy cancel. So she can dodge out of any heavy startup. So for example, that was not an example. So Shigoki goes for an unblockable heavy. Peacekeeper can actually do a heavy cancel and still go for the parry, as well as get the dodge if he needs to. Now the bot won't do the fully unblockable, he's only going for the normal heavy, but it is useful. You can still go for that parry. Now, at the same time, he still can guard break you. So use it wisely, don't use it too often, otherwise you will get punished for it. And this one's a little more commonly known, but I still run into a bunch of Centurions that don't do this, so I'm going to go ahead and show it. And this might not even matter here in a month, but I see a lot of sense with a kick, and then they accept the guard break, which is stupid. What you need to do is whiff the kick, and then go for your heavy, because if you whiff a kick, you can go for a heavy. So, just like that. Now, if your opponent isn't going for dodge guard breaks, then I would do the fully charged one. Just do that. But if they're dodging and going for guard breaks a bunch, then yeah, go for it. They don't expect it. So, hope that helps a little bit. Alright, now everybody's aware of Black Prior's Bulwark counter and his Bulwark, whatever it's called. That's called Bulwark Strike. But I see a lot of people will go through their combo, continue the chain like that. What I don't see is people doing this, light directly into this. Now the reason this is so effective is most opponents expect you to do a light into a bash. Which, don't get me wrong, works a lot of the time. You're gonna have some opponents who are just gonna be actively dodging you if you're doing that. If they dodge, they don't have time to parry that, which is very useful. Now if they do a dodge attack, you can always do that to counter their dodge attack, but I digress. So start using this. It's actually very useful. Alright, so Conk's bash normally can't wall splat an opponent. Whether you do the normal bash or you do the cancel like this. However, if you throw the bash out immediately after throwing an attack, it can wall splat. You can do that after a light or a heavy. It's pretty useful. Now, if you do it all the time, eventually they're going to punish you. But if you get somebody in the corner, go for it. It's very useful. Gets you a free top heavy for 33 damage. And Lawbringer, he actually has a secret way to use his long arm that is going to work 100% of the time. Now, it's not super useful because of the situation, but I'll go ahead and show you anyways. So, normally, if you grab an opponent with a guard break and you try to long arm, you're just going to throw him backwards. However, while you're going for the grab, so between the time you grab him and the time you press, your grab button here, if you press the heavy attack button in between and you press back and X, then you can long arm somebody. So just real quick, go over it again. It's grab heavy and then long arm. Now, as far as the usefulness goes, not a ton. Technically, in team fights, it can kind of set up some stuff, but at the same time, you already got him grabbed. Plus, you can't execute from this either, so it's got its ups and downs. For the most part, it's just kind of a meme. But have fun with it, however you want to use it. So, last on the Knights is Gladiator. And this is a little bit of a different one. It's not 100% guaranteed, I don't think, but it's very useful. So, if you parry an opponent's heavy attack and do the bash punish, which I don't know. No one uses it, but it's there. Afterwards, you can throw a zone attack, and your opponent should be completely out of stamina. Like that. And I don't believe the zone is guaranteed, but they're usually blind from the bash punish, so. And I think that only works on heavies, to my knowledge. Lights, they don't lose much stamina, so. Hopefully that helps you guys out in certain situations. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and start with the Vikings and start with Berserker. Now I skipped Raider because honestly, I don't think y'all need any tips to get better with Raider. He's just good as is. You can spam him, you can play strategically with him. Whatever you do, you're probably going to win. So I'm going to skip him. Berserker, similar but not quite as good as Raider in my opinion. Anyways, Berserker, he has a dodge cancel off any whiffed attack, which is super useful. And I'm going to show you how right now. So let me set this bot to dodge and guard break me. Reason being, y'all know Berserker has a unblockable finisher, so let's go ahead and get that pulled up here. Alright, so now is that not crazy right there? You miss that and you get a free heavy. So I'm going to show you again real quick. Gonna dodge, I back dodge, whiffs it, free heavy. Now, what else you can do as well, you can cancel into a dodge attack. Now that one's going to be a little bit more risky because they can parry that. And you can also cancel it into a zone. So use those dodge recoveries. They're so useful. And the back dodge one is insanely useful. I didn't even realize how much it was useful. Alright, next up is Highlander. So, some people don't know, because I don't see people go for it. Highlander does have an option select. One with his heavy attack, where you can just hold it. Another one with his zone. Which, even though his zone is super slow, it doesn't have very many guard break frames. It's very useful, so let's see if I can make the Shigoki do it. I think he's got a custom for it. As you can see, it does work. It's a little bit easier to the zone one compared to the heavy charge. Now you can go for the heavy charge, but you have to cancel it real quick with B. But anyways, it's pretty useful. Now he can still light you out of it in that case, but most times they go for Demon's Embrace. So yeah, hope that helps. Alright, next up is Warlord. So as far as tips go, I'm not a super good Warlord player, and his full guard's a little bit rough. The biggest tip I can say is his light finishers don't all do the same damage. His right and left one are both 15, and his light top one is 20, and I believe it's just as fast. So what I would do, any chance you can, the opponent's not expecting it, go for a top light finisher, because it's just going to do the most damage for you. Plus you can delay it pretty hard after a heavy, so that's my biggest tip. Go for top light finishers as long as the opponent's not expecting it. Next up is Valkyrie. So just a quick tip, because Valkyrie did get a buff in one of the later patches. Her sweep now has so much better recovery to where for the most part you can't be punished with the guard break. So you can't get punished with a guard break in most cases. Some people, if they dodge super early, they can still punish you, but it's a lot better than it was. There we go. So yeah, it's better than it was. Now if they do dodge early, they can still get you with it sometimes, but go for the sweep a lot more often now, especially if they don't have a dodge attack. It's just a lot safer. Alright, so my next tip is with Shaman. So as y'all know, Shaman has a soft feint into bleed. However, if you whiff it, when the enemy did dodge, you can go for a guard break. If you go for a heavy after that, which most people do, usually you won't be able to reverse guard break. So what I would recommend doing is go for the heavy into this, and then let the heavy go. Or do this. Don't go for a soft feint, because he can pull you out of it. If you go for another soft feint, he can actually pull you out of it, which is really funny. just throw the heavy through. It's gonna be your best bet of being safe, or go for the zone. Just go for something. Don't go for a heavy and go for a feint to reverse guard break. It's not gonna work. And don't go for a soft feint. Alright, and last for the Vikings is Jormungandr. So the tip I have this time is how to get an opponent out of stam just from one heavy parry. So what you gotta do when they throw a heavy attack and you parry it, normally, oh, let's try this again. Normally if you do it right after the parry, you notice they still have stamina. And that's just the normal punish. So right when you parry, you do X. So, like that. And then you get a free light out of it. However, if you parry, wait a second, and then do the normal just punch, he's out of stam. So that's useful. It's a big stamina difference. It's enough to give you the edge of battle. I'd rather have them out of stam for fighting me than just to get that free light attack. So keep that in mind. That is very useful, and it should be very useful for you going forward. Alright, and that's going to wrap up today's video. So thank you for watching. If you would like to see this continued for the Weave group here, the Wulin and the Samurai, please let me know. I'd be happy to do so. I do have a tip for everybody individually that I could, let you guys know. So yeah, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and you found something useful out of it. Again, this was meant to really not have a bunch of useful stuff, just odd stuff. However, some of it is useful. So thank you for watching again, and I will see you in the next video.